everyone, Stevie at worldoftrash.co.uk here. Welcome to another edition of Trash Talks Wrestling. This is our wrestling podcast where we talk about all sorts of things wrestling, and at the moment we are focusing on Aberdeen Anarchy because it is that time of year. This week we have an interview with Zach Dynamite. This is the shortened version of the interview where we just focus on Aberdeen Anarchy and his stories and what his thoughts are on the ladder match going into Aberdeen Anarchy. If you want to listen to the long version of this podcast, head over to www.worldoftrash.co.uk, hit the podcast tab, and it'll take you to our iTunes channel where you can listen to the entire podcast where he talks about all sorts of, from his views on the UK scene, his views on what makes a match good, and some funny stories from the past. So yeah, this is the shorter version. This is where we talk about Aberdeen Anarchy. There is a longer version to this. Before I go, just remember that this show is sponsored by heelshirts.com, where you can find all sorts of amazing wrestling t-shirts, including the worldoftrash.co.uk t-shirts. But that's enough from me. Let's get to the Zach Dynamite interview. It is Aberdeen Anarchy season.
Yep.
We're in Aberdeen. We are here and we're going to talk a bit about Aberdeen Anarchy.
Yes, we are indeed.
You have not been on an Aberdeen Anarchy show in 3 years now.
It's been 3 years since my last one.
So obviously we know kind of why you've not been there. You've had injuries.
That's what's kept me out. Yeah,
injuries, time
off. Yeah.
So what's your mindset going into Aberdeen Anarchy this year?
Well, my mindset in Anarchy this year is I'm really looking forward to it. Like it's just like purely for selfish reasons. Ladder match has always been on my bucket list to do. Like a ladder match has always been one of those things. Like one time I'd really like to do a ladder match.
Yeah. So
to get to do it this year at Anarchy is special to me, and also I'm just something that's very exciting for me to be a part of. And going back to Anarchy this year it's special for me because having missed the last 3 Anarchies, to be back in such a high profile spot at this year's Aberdeen Anarchy. Wrestling for a championship in a ladder match, it is a big deal for me personally, that people have that much faith in me to put me in that match.
Yeah.
So yeah, very, very excited and just very grateful to be part of it all, because honestly, I was not really expecting to be part of this year's one. Just coming back in August, I didn't know, guys have been busting their tails for ages, years, whatever. It's just, it's important for me to be back on the show, and it's very exciting and just I'm just going to go out there and just, try and have the best match possible.
Any nerves?
No, just excitement. No nerves, just excitement.
Awesome. That's really cool. So of course the match you're in is a ladder match. It is a 4-way ladder match, and it is for the new Wrestlezone Tri-countries championship. Yeah. So first, we'll talk a bit about the match, but first of all, what's your thoughts on the belt?
I think it's great.
Yeah.
I honestly, I think it's good to have a third belt in Wrestlezone. Yeah. We've obviously got the tag titles, we've got the undisputed title. It's very nice to have something for the rest of the roster that maybe aren't in a tag team or quite at that undisputed title picture yet. Yeah. So to have that belt there, I think is a great idea, and it just, it gives just a well-needed boost to shows. I think. I feel, some extra drama for matches now because there's a new belt. And for me personally, going into this ladder match and being for the new championship is you can always be the next champion. It's very rare you can be the first champion.
Oh, that is a...
You know what I mean?
That's a soundbite right there.
I know, it's very rare you can be the first champion. And in terms of Wrestlezone, if you're the first Tri-countries champion, that's your name. Yeah. Etched in Wrestlezone history. You are the first champion. And for me personally, I assume it's the same for the other 3 guys in this match, but this belt is, it's brand new, whatever. It's up to us, and it being its first 4 challengers, whatever, the first 4 guys fighting for it. It's up to us to make it prestigious. It's up to us to make it mean more, mean something more than, it's not just a belt.
It's like what they say, it's not the belt that makes the wrestlers,
it's the wrestlers that make the belt. Yeah. So for us, we're going to, I assume the mindset is saying we're going to go out there at Anarchy, we're going to bust our ass, and we're going to leave it all in there for that championship. Yeah. So the last podcast, talking about the Tri-countries championship, Aspen Faith, he's, do you not have a very good
feelings about Aspen?
Me and Aspen have been going at it for years now.
Yeah.
We pretty much came up at the same time. And, like, you know, we used to look at each other as a reflection in a cracked mirror.
Yeah.
You know, we both wrestle a very physical style. We both, you know, bring our A game all the time, but the way we go about it's very, very different.
Yeah.
And like I say, there's always been unresolved issues between me and Aspen Faith. You know, I beat him, he beats me. There's never been, you know, who's better. Like, for me and him, it's always been who's the better man.
Yeah.
Like, who really is the better man between us. And we've never really had a chance to find that out. In Anarchy, we're going to take a step to find out who is the better man.
This is true. I mean, he told us in the last podcast that he thinks this is the work rate belt.
Yes, I agree.
And that's cool. I mean, his outlook on this match is that Bingo's too nice.
Yeah.
Tucker's a bit past it, and you've had injuries.
Yeah.
So what do you say to that? And what would you be thinking of Aspen? Because he's looking at it like that way.
Yeah.
Although he's the man that's scared of heights.
Aspen, the problem for Aspen Faith is very simple. He is overlooking Brian Tucker, he's overlooking me, and he's overlooking Bingo. Bingo Balance and Brian Tucker are both former Undisputed champions.
Yeah.
Brian Tucker is also a former tag team champion, a former Regal Rumble winner. And also, he got the win in the triple threat.
Yeah.
But he never beat me, just saying. Brian Tucker's never beat me. So yeah, he's looking past Brian Tucker, and he's looking past Bingo Balance, and he's looking past me. And that's a dangerous move. Because, you know, all he's done is piss off the three other guys he's in the ring with. So if we can take out Aspen Faith, yeah, we'll take him out. And then the three of us will fight between the three of us, and may the best man win. But if he thinks that injuries are going to stop me winning the championship, he's dead wrong.
Yeah.
Because right now, nothing is going to stop me. Period.
Yeah.
I've said it, you know, in all my matches lately, it's not about being a nice guy. It's about being the champion. So if I need to, you know, smash these guys in the face with a ladder and take them all out, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Because it ain't about friendships or respect anymore. It is about the championship. So Aspen Faith had better watch his back.
Yeah.
And watch his mouth.
Yeah. And that's something that he's good with.
His mouth, yes.
Yes, his mouth. I mean, that was his views on that. So it was good to get your kind of comeback to his thoughts that he's going to target the injuries, and he thinks that people's niceness is going to get in the way. And
I think his own arrogance might be the one that stops him from winning the championship, personally.
Continuing on, talking about the other people in the match, I mean, you've got Bingo and you've got Brian Tucker there. I mean, Brian Tucker's got ladder match experience. Yeah. I'm not sure if Bingo Balance has maybe got ladder match experience wrestling in Ireland.
Yeah, I think he
does. But I know for a fact that Brian Tucker has ladder match experience. So what are your thoughts on these other two men in the match?
Bingo Balance is, you know, he's a notable high flyer, and he's very good at strikes. I think giving him a ladder is going to be pretty dangerous, because I think he's going to think of very creative ways to use it. So, you know, he's one to watch just for sheer... I think he's going to bring offense that we haven't imagined or seen. So if we can take him out early, great, because the longer he's in that match, I believe the more dangerous he will get.
Yeah.
Brian Tucker, I have respect for. But, admittedly, I have more respect for since I've wrestled him this year. Myself and Brian Tucker had never really crossed paths much. Yeah. But, you know, we fought at the Regal Rumble, went to Double DQ. And then in West Hill, Brian Tucker earned my respect because we had a hell of a match for 10 minutes. And, you know, unfortunately, the time limit. Yeah. And, you know, he's got this new side of himself that he's brought out, and it's a side he'll need to win this ladder match.
I mean, the new side of Brian Tucker, he came out, he came back to the Wrestlezone at the last Aberdeen Anarchy, and he was a completely different person.
The one thing I do want to say, though, is Brian Tucker is riding pretty high right now because of his win in Stonehaven. Okay. Yes, he got the win, but he's never beaten me. Okay? Not once has Brian Tucker ever beaten me. So I'm just saying, he can be, you know, he was talking about momentum earlier. He did a little promo and it was fine. He talked about momentum. Great. But he's never beaten me. Yeah. I'm the man to beat in this ladder match because I'm the man who wants it most.
I believe that. I believe in you. I mean, I believe in everyone in this match. This match is going to be great. Yeah. Hands down. I mean, I know Bingo. I know Aspen. I know Brian. And I know yourself. Yeah. and I've had experience in ring with every one of yous. Yeah. I know what yous can do. I know the potential of this match is off the scale. When you put a ladder in, it just adds another crazy dynamic to it.
Well, the thing is, right, a lot of guys would fear a ladder match because they'd fear the added element of the ladder. Mm-hmm. I don't. Because, as we documented earlier, I've had my fair share of injuries, right? And I've come through it every time. So ladders don't scare me because I've been through the worst injuries and I've always come back. No matter what. May have taken my time, but I always get back up. And I've not been part of Aberdeen Anarchy for 3 years. No one will do what I will do to win this match because I'm not afraid to throw myself and my body in danger to win this championship. They need to ask themselves if they're going to bring it like I'm going to bring it in order to win that championship. That's what they need to ask themselves. And I don't think they are, personally.
Ooh, this is a match to watch. I am like, you've got me super hyped for this match now, Zach. Man, I don't think we could cover any more of that match without you actually going crazy and starting to smash up the studio. So let's move on to some other Aberdeen Anarchy stuff.
Yes.
Because there's been many Aberdeen Anarchies in the past.
Yeah.
Do you have any... What's your favourite moment from Aberdeen Anarchy in the past?
Personally, I mean, like, it was one that didn't even involve me. It was just Hacksaw Jim Duggan being at Aberdeen Anarchy. Honestly, like, because he is such a good dude. Like, we met him. Yeah. Great guy. Funny. Total nice guy. Total sweetheart. Yeah. That was my favourite. Just him walking the ring. So it's like, what? He's a really nice guy. And, normally when you meet some WWE guys or like they can be a bit. Yeah. But, I mean, he was walking backstage with like Jack Daniels in his hand.
Hacksaw was brilliant.
2 minutes before his match. Just, you know what I mean? It's like, where's Hacksaw? Oh, there he is. His match is in 5 minutes and he's still wearing his suit. Okay. Good times. good times. And I wasn't even part of that match, but yeah.
Hacksaw was brilliant. But we talked about. I think we talked about Hacksaw with Scott on the podcast before. Uncle Jim,
total great guy. I mean, like, honestly, like, he was just a total nice guy, totally approachable. I was intimidated because he's been in WWE. I mean, he's a legend. He's Hacksaw Jim Duggan, for God's sake. But no, total nice guy. I mean, like, nice guy. Afterwards when we had the meal at Jimmy Chung's or whatever, and then he's driving past in his car and he goes, oh, halfway down. Tremendous. Yeah. Oh, great guy.
It's been obviously 3 years since you've been in Aberdeen Anarchy. Tell us a bit about your other Aberdeen Anarchy experiences.
My first one, it was me and Damien. That was a fun match. Yeah. That was a fun match. It was pretty good.
Damien's really underrated, if you ask me.
Damien is a guy that I got the pleasure of working with, wrestling with for 9 months straight, more or less. Big, massive feud. I learned a lot from him though. Yeah. Like just he's incredibly underrated. He's another guy that if I could work in the next 6 months to a year, he's definitely on the list. He brought out the best in me, I'd like to think. And he was very pivotal. Like, he came at a pivotal time of my development as a pro wrestler. That feud with him really got me to that next level that I couldn't get on my own. I needed him to get me there. I needed that blood feud to get me to that next level, to have those level of matches. Yeah. So, he was my first one. That was great. That was like the first time we walked out in front of that, I mean, because, I was a, fan of wrestling, and if you told me I'd, wrestling in a ballroom in front of, 1,300 people or whatever it was, it's insane. Like, because, in my mind, I'm a pro wrestler. Like, I'm now in front of all these people on a centerpiece show for our company. It was a huge deal, especially that first year for all of us. Like, you were part of it. Like, it was a huge deal for like just being on that card. It didn't matter where you were, opener, middle, closing. It didn't matter. Hell, I was part of that card, and that was a big deal.
Hell, I was playing the music. Yeah, I felt important.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it was just such an awesome feeling. The next year after that, I wrestled James Midas.
Okay, not heard from him in a while.
No. And I also managed Ross McTavish that year against Alan Sterling.
Oh, that is correct, yeah.
And both with a frog's blood. That was good. But yeah, this is the first year though I'm like, it's, wrestling for a championship. for me is a big deal. Like,
Yeah.
it's, you know, it's Anarchy. We're wrestling for a championship. It's a marquee match. Oh, this one's going to be the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feeling it.
Feeling it.
Feeling
In
it.
the bones.
You're
Oh,
pumped.
God, aye.
You're pumped. You're going to do this.
But, like, you know, just everything going on in Wrestlezone right now, I really believe this could be the best Anarchy yet. I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I think Scott and Sean are going to have a tremendous main event, honestly. I really do.
Awesome.
Sean, like him or not, is fighting on all cylinders right now. He really is Sean Johnson. He's totally firing on all cylinders. Scotty Swift, been undisputed champion.
For ages.
Yeah, I mean, he had that little break in between. But, I mean, he's been the guy
Yeah.
for a long, long time now.
And I mean, he had to beat he had to beat Joe Coffey for that.
That's
belt.
right,
That and Joe Coffey's no slouch. I mean, me and Scott on his podcast, we think he's one of the next people to go to WWE.
Joe Coffey's he's great. Joe
is.
Coffey's great.
Him and
He's
his
got
brother,
star written
the both
on
of
him.
them.
Yeah.
Him and Marcus, brilliant.
You got Luke King Sharp and Hornswoggle. That's gonna be something.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun.
It's like Luke King Sharp is gonna be a big man in the match for once. That's gonna be mental. I mean, Sami Zayn issued a challenge to Melina.
Oh, yeah, we've slowly hear back from that.
Sterling Oil issued a challenge to the Rejected for the tag team championship. So, you know,
the card is stacking up.
yeah, I mean, like, you know, I think it's gonna be the best one yet.
Oh,
Just top to bottom, I think the roster's loaded right now. I just think it's got everything. I think it's going to be a great one.
Yeah, definitely. So,
Definitely.
if you're wanting your tickets for Aberdeen Anarchy, the best way to get them is to go onto the Aberdeen Performing Arts website. Just go to Google, Aberdeen Performing Arts, look for the Wrestlezone tickets, Beach Ballroom Aberdeen. Go on, get your tickets. I believe they're only about £15.
15 to 17,
Yeah,
I reckon.
£15 to £17. It's not expensive.
And trust me, it's going to be a great night of action.
Big
Quiche.
Oh, of course, Rikishi.
Yeah.
Who's Rikishi? Has he got a part? Has he got an opponent?
I'm not sure. I don't think so yet.
Do we know who is getting ass-faced, stink-faced yet?
well,
ass-faced.
well, I don't know who's getting ass-faced.
Who's
but,
getting ass-faced?
But it's going to be great. I mean, big quiche.
Quiche, man.
Yeah.
Quiche. Anyway, Zach, it has been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Pleasure's all mine, mate.
It's quite alright.
Get a plug Anarchy, my Facebook page.
Get your Facebook page.
Yeah, follow Zach Dynamite on Facebook.
Exactly. Get your tickets for Aberdeen Anarchy bought.
worldoftrash.co.uk. We want wrestling.
Oh, exactly. Thank you for the plug.
That's all
He's
right.
got the plugs. That's what happens when you give people t-shirts. They plug your website. Thank you very much, Daniel. And I'll be back with another podcast next week. So there you go, everyone. That was our interview with Zach Dynamite. He had a lot to say, and hopefully in the future we will have Zach back on the show, not to talk about any sort of event, but just to talk wrestling, because my God, that boy can talk. We just send our thanks to Zach and of course Aspen and Scotty Swift, who have both gave us their time in the last few weeks to help us put this podcast together, because it would be nothing unless we could get other people on to talk wrestling. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. If you are one of the people that listen to the shorter version of this where we just talked about Aberdeen Anarchy, please be aware that there is a longer version of this podcast, which you may know but because you've just listened to it. But if you didn't know, go to worldoftrash.co.uk, hit that podcast tab and it'll take you to our iTunes channel, or just install whatever podcast app you want in your phone and you should be able to find us just by searching World of Trash. You will find all our Trash Talk Wrestling podcasts, as well as the old ones where we talked about all sorts of random stuff if you really want to go listen to them. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening. Remember and check out heelshirts.com for some wrestling shirts. We'll be back next week where it'll be me. I may have a guest. It may just be me, where I'll be talking about the past week's wrestling, including the WWE UK Championship, because I have quite a lot to say on this event and I'm going to say it next week. Thanks for listening. Catch you soon.